Chapter 2. Tom's Early Life. Several years passed. London was 1,500 years old and was a great town for that time. 100,000 people lived in it. The streets were narrow and dirty, especially in the part where the Canty family lived, which was not far from London Bridge. Tom spent his early years in a very old and dirty house. It was made of wood, like all the other houses in that street, and like all the other houses, it had small and dirty windows. The street was called Awful Court. The house was full of poor families. Tom's family had one room on the third floor. Tom's parents had a bed, but Tom, his grandmother who lived with them, and his two sisters slept on the floor. At night, they lay down on rags and covered themselves with rags. Tom's sisters were twins. They were 15 years old, and their names were Bet and Nan. They wore dirty clothes, and their faces and hands were always dirty too. But they were good-hearted girls. Their mother was a nice woman who loved her children very much. But Tom's father and the grandmother were not nice people. They were very, very bad. They often drank, and when they were drunk, they fought with each other and beat the children. Tom's father, John Canty, was a thief, and Tom's grandmother was a beggar. They made beggars of the children, but they could not make thieves of them. Among the thieves and beggars who lived in the house, there was a man who was neither a thief nor a beggar. He was a good old man, a priest, who lived on a small pension of a few farthings. He loved children and was always ready to help them. His name was Father Andrew. The good old priest taught Tom how to read and write. He also taught him a little Latin. He told Tom many wonderful stories and legends about kings and princes. He also gave Tom books to read. Tom liked to listen to Father Andrew's stories and read the books which the old man gave him. By and by, the stories Tom heard and the books he read made some changes in his speech and his manners. Not only the children of Awful Court talked about Tom's correct speech and his good manners. Their parents began to talk about Tom as the most clever boy who could explain to them many things that they did not understand. He really knew so much. Soon, Tom organized a royal court. When the children played, Tom always was the prince. His comrades were lords and ladies and the royal family. After the game was over, the mock prince went out to beg a few farthings, and if he came home without any money, his father gave him a hard beating and sent him to bed hungry. At night, when he lay in the dark on his dirty rags, he forgot his father's beatings and thought about kings and princes who were clean and well-dressed. Tom wanted to be clean and well-dressed too, and he wanted to see a real prince with his own eyes. His dreams helped him to forget his hunger. His mother often came up to him in the middle of the night. She gave him a piece of bread because she loved him and did not want him to be hungry. Tom's wish to see a real prince became stronger and stronger. Then came the time when he could not think of anything else, and he sometimes imagined himself a prince who lived in a beautiful palace and had a wonderful life.